Hi, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Red Maple Ranch. Here we have today a pile of junk that I got for free, so we're going to see if any of this works or is worth getting running. Not really sure what the plans are with any of it long term, but for now it'll just be something fun to work on, see if we can get some stuff running. So let's get into it and we'll do a quick summary of what we have going on here. Recently picked up this vintage Marshalltown power trowel, so this will be fun to see if we can get going, as well as this old Craftsman self-propelled snowblower. And of course it's got this unique style snow pickup here, not like the auger type like I'm used to seeing. So both of these, the snowblower and the power trowel, came out of an old shed from my uncle's co-worker's family member. Was just trying to clean house, and it was basically this old shed slash barn up on a hill. It wasn't accessible other than walking up, so we had to carry all this stuff down in wheelbarrows about a couple hundred yards. So it was not easy to get, so we're going to see what these things can do and if we can actually get any life out of them. Hopefully we'll get something going here, but I'm not confident. I'm sure these two things have been sitting for probably decades at this point, but I don't know, we'll see. So fingers crossed. All right, so what are the chances this thing fires right up? Oh boy, I can't even get the gas cap off. Ooh. What are the chances this thing fires right up with minimum effort? Oh boy, there's still some gas in there. I have a feeling that is not going to be good. Manual choke here, so has some gas in there already. Have this little tiny manual choke here, which is, I don't know, not really controlling anything down here with the linkages. Those are probably just governors. Have our pull string, oil down here. I did use a bucket to cover this from the rain, and I got a little bit of old concrete sealer on it, so that was my bad. But let's see. I'm trying to drain this fuel out of here, put some decent fuel in it. Maybe this thing will fire. I don't want to run this old nasty fuel through it if I don't have to. And I'm going to check the oil, of course, if I can find it. Yep, here we go. Is it going to be full? Well, there's oil in there, but can't tell what it looks like. Oh, it's beautiful. Surprising. We'll leave that alone. Almost all the way full. Good looking oil. Good signs, good signs. All right, let's get this fuel drained out and see if this thing will fire. Of course, I have no idea why they wouldn't put a fuel drain on these things. Looks like I'd actually have to take the whole carburetor assembly off, which isn't the worst thing ever. Somehow it creates a vacuum system here to where it actually sucks the fuel up to the top. There's a hose at the bottom of the fuel tank, and then it sucks it up that hose up into the carburetor through some kind of vacuum, probably the vacuum from the intake stroke of the cylinder, maybe. Oh boy, this no, this air filter has seen better days. Whew, look at that. I love seeing this old text style on these machines. Just really shows you the age, but my goodness. There is nothing left on this air filter. And I'm tempted to take these couple Phillips screws out, see if this tank drops off here, because there's really nothing holding it other than I guess this bracket on the bottom with the throttle is all integrated into it. I really don't want to mess with that. I wish they would have put a drain on this thing. There's probably only a cup of fuel in there, if that. I mean, it's barely showing up on the end of the screwdriver, maybe a half of an inch. So, against my better judgment, I mean, it smells decent still. I think I'm gonna throw some in here. We're gonna see how it works. Hopefully mix it up enough. I'm gonna just hope that it's in there. Alright. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Pull it out for choke. Let's go off. Oh boy. Feels decent. I'm sure. Not at stop, so we are at start here on this handle up here, which is just going down to our handle down here, which isn't doing anything. So does okay, so our throttle top here. It looks like our wire. It's probably hard to see on camera. Our wire right here came out of our adjustment. So let's see if I can get this back in. It seems like being down like this, it's actually stuck in the stop position, which isn't going to let this spark plug fire. So let's see if I can get this fixed up real quick. It's just barely hanging on there. What a pain that would be to have it come out. Oh, amazing. Why didn't I think about that initially? Boy, this throttle wire is so rusty. Good old can of Croil. This is kind of what I'm fighting here. Is this? Come on, stay. This little mechanism here just slides back and forth. It wants to slide. It's fighting a little bit. That's right there. Full range. Got the full range up here for the most part, I think. I feel like it should be some more, but I mean, that's as far as it goes that way, which is about what I would expect for stop and slow. But when I pull it this way, which should be fast throttle, I feel like it could be pulling more. Let's see if I can adjust this screw here. Maybe change that throttle a little bit so it can be able to idle a little bit higher, or not idle, but run a little bit higher RPM. Okay, so now we have this much more motion, so we're able to go. We were stopping right in here somewhere, and now we're another half an inch to the right. So if I actuate this throttle, oh, nothing's happening up top. Oh, there we go. Well, I don't know. I didn't really gain any more motion. Seems like I just moved where the motion was. So, looks like I still am limited here. So I'm going to play around with the settings a little bit here, see what we can do. Let's see if this thing will go. It's not looking good. Are we going to have spark? It's hard to pull start and hold the screwdriver. Little sparks. Very hard to see. I'm shaking too much to hold it the right distance away. I do see some small sparks. That's a good sign. I can just show one more just for my own peace of mind. I would be happy. Well, I'm gonna go with that. So, check the spark plug for a minute. Oh boy, yeah, that is some carbon buildup on there. Nice. Well, I can see the valves moving. That's a good sign. Tons of carbon buildup on both the spark plug here and the valves though, so this thing might be ready to get going. Yeah, unfortunately that's a no right now, so our next step is to pick up a couple spark plugs next time I'm in town, and maybe we'll see if this thing will run. But I did see a little bit of spark from this, so still hopeful. Just gonna throw this cover back on with a air filter and see about getting these spark plugs. Catch up with you then. Finally got my hands on a compression tester kit here, so let's see what we end up with. The rings on this one might be shot. You want to go in. All right. Looking for 100 psi, hopefully. Somewhere in there anyway. Ooh. Yeah, that's not good, guys. Not good. Well, looking at like 30, maybe 40 psi. Not good. So I could pull this thing as much as I want, but it's not going to get compression. I'm going to pull this top end off here, and we're going to check these valves just to see if we're making good compression by having the valves seat properly. So there's probably a better way to diagnose this, but it's kind of just fun to tear this stuff apart. So we're just going to go for it. Dive right in. Gaskets good enough, but man, look at that carbon buildup from this thing. So we have our exhaust gasket, most likely, in our intake gasket. Oh, sorry. Yep, this one's going right to the muffler. Makes more sense. Exhaust, intake from our carburetor. So as we turn the engine over, we're closed. Both valves at bottom, dead center, comes up. Both valves closed. It's our compression stroke, so it should be firing. Comes down, and exhaust opens. Piston comes up, pushes the exhaust gases out, comes up, creates a vacuum that actually sucks fuel and air in through this carburetor into the valve. So let's get this cleaned up. We'll see if we can't make a better connection. Okay, well, before I actually finish with this, I just wanted to have some fun while we're here. So I found this 5/16 socket here, got the drill, and let's just see if we can get this thing to do anything when we give it a little bit of extra pull power here. Of course. No luck. But are we getting sparks yet? If we get a good turn out of it like that. Nothing. Not a thing. Well, YouTube, it was worth a try. Ooh, got some magic smoke coming out of the drill here, so I think we're going to be all out of ideas on this one. So on to the next one. Okay, well, here we are. We have the Craftsman self-propelled old snowblower here, and let's see if we can make it 3 for 3 on junk that's not going to start. So let's see if we can find some kind of model number on this engine for reference. So we have a Craftsman 143-584123, and if you remember last time we were working on this, it also had no spark. So let's see if we can get this thing changed over to a new spark plug, if we can get anything out of it, and we'll go from there. Might be striking out today. Alright, so same kind of bad setup here. We have this little tiny claw, I don't know, that grabs onto this thing. So we'll see if we can get any kind of life out of this thing. What we're working with here. And maybe it'll run. So we're set to run. Let's just choke. We have some prime here. I wonder what that is. Never saw that before. So out of gear. Idle. I don't see an emergency stop on this thing, but I guess we'll worry about that when we get there. Will it spark? That's today's question. will I be able to hold this spark plug in a decent place? We do have a faint spark. Big. Shaking this thing so much it's hard to tell. Also have not gapped this spark plug either, so we're going to see if it will run from factory settings or if we're going to have to adjust it. So run, throttle. Don't even have any fuel in here in case this thing goes. Of course, a little bit here. Same setup, no drain plug, so kind of stinks. Okay, let's see what we can do with this one. Again, no spark and no firing. Let's pull this front cover off here. Okay, let's see if we can find our ignition source here. I believe it's on the inside of this flywheel. That's not very helpful. Ah, boy. Make this one tough to get to, that's for sure. Two screws holding on here, so let's pop this off. This primer looks like it does absolutely nothing except move in front of another air intake, possibly. Never saw one set up like this. It's interesting for sure. We want to check our magneto. The wire is coming around here. You can see the magneto in there. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to pull this flywheel off. You definitely don't want to get out of time. So hopefully there's a keyway in here to hold this together. I'm sure there would be. Let's see what it looks like. That's good. The question is, are we going to be able to pull this off the shaft? Oh boy, that's a good one. Making progress. Oops. That's all right, that's just for cooling. Right tool for the job. Come off there. Okay, so here's our magneto, and here is our magnet. So keep our fingers crossed, but I feel like this thing's not going to be reading too good either. Okay. Okay, so just like the other magneto, we're going to just see how our resistance looks from, I believe it's this grounding screw, and I'll do this the right way just so it's easier to see and we don't go negative, over to where our our spark plug connects, and we are reading 7 kilo ohms.
You wanna help Mom take the groceries in the house?
Floating around. 7 kilo ohms. I know that could not be very good.
He's on that pallet right there.
Right there.
Are you got him, or you want me to wait?
Can you wait a second? I'm almost done.
Yeah, I just want to take these groceries in.
Okay, I'm almost done. So we're reading roughly 7 kilo ohms, which is probably not good from what I've been seeing on the other one either. So this one, I'm going to be pretty confident that we have a bad magneto for both of these pieces of equipment.
Yes, sir. You're at Walker's house.
Looking at this other screw we have here, also have 7 kilo ohms. So our 2 leads that are grounded to the magneto, our potential between our resistance between that and our spark plug is only 7 kilo ohms, which I'm just not confident that's right. But we'll look it up and we'll see. But unfortunately, I think these are a little bit beyond fixing for me, so it's not really worth putting new magnetos on it. Just don't really care to put too much money into it. But maybe if there are $10 parts or something like that, we'll look into it. But if not, then I think that's where these things these things come to an end here. So we'll look at those parts, we'll see what we can find. But yeah, that's just how it is sometimes. So we'll get this back together and go from there. Well, unfortunately, that's just the way it goes sometimes with this stuff. I mean, you know, you can work on these things and kind of take a chance, but sometimes it's just not worth fixing. And might hold on to these to see if I get a spare engine or something, see if they have a similar magneto maybe that works on one. But it's not likely that it's going to be fixed anytime soon. So it's just not worth getting the parts to fix. These things are more just for fun, kind of an experiment to see how things work and how to see if we can get things running, and it's kind of just that good feeling of getting something old kind of resurrected from the dead. But in this case, not looking good. So I think I gave these things about all I could. We had the snowblower and the power trowel. Still going to give some time to the lawnmower, but might just tinker with that a little bit and update you guys if we find anything else out. But for now, that's it for these, and I appreciate you watching, and I will see you on the next one.